Bezrat Hashem, in the merit of this beautiful Chag of Pesach Sheni, in the merit of the Tzaddik, Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes, in the merit of all Tzaddikim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, bless Baal HaBayit, Abishai, Tzaddik Moran, and all the family with Bracha V'Atzlacha, Nishmaya Gdula, Makadam, V'chatav Zekatav, Bezrat Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, spill on them Shefa B'Yidai. May this home be a home of only Smachot. May we always, Bezrat Hashem, gather together to celebrate the most beautiful things, and then we hear Bezrat Hashem Besorot Avot from all our brothers and sisters of the Kehillah. Amen. Before we get into Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes, I think it's very important to understand that the idea of Pesach Sheni, the Chag that we are celebrating today, is truly something very special. It's a Chag that represents the ability that even when it seems that an opportunity is lost, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, with His grace and with His kindness and with His love towards us, will always make sure that we have a second chance to come to any sort of beracha possible. Pesach Sheni is a Chag, is an opportunity for us to make up for what? For a date that passed. We know that many, many years ago, HaKadosh Baruch Hu redeemed us all as a nation, brought us to a place of Geulah, and the Kadosh Baruch Hu gives us a chance for those who missed it in the initial date to make up for it. That's something, Abotai, that I would like maybe to speak about in a moment. Today we're also celebrating the Hilula of Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. Now there's something very clear that we have to make. In no place in the Torah does it make it clear that today was the passing of Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. Where there is a concept with Tanaim and with big tzaddikim that we celebrate more than just the day that they left this world, their passing, their hilula. Rather, we celebrate what they represent in the world. There are so many Zohars and so many Midrashim that hint to the fact that even Rabbi Shimon, that in 2 days, Lag BaOmer, isn't his passing. Rather, we are celebrating who he was, we are celebrating what he left us with, and we are celebrating what he achieved in this world. When we come to a date like Pesach Sheni, and we celebrate Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes, we have to make something clear. It is not necessarily the passing of Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. Rather, the date that was chosen by Chazal to celebrate what he accomplished and to celebrate who he was. So the question about that could be asked. Why Pesach Sheni? Out of all the dates in the year that you could choose, you choose Pesach Sheni to celebrate Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. What does it mean to us? What does it mean to the tzaddik? Why is it such an important date to look at Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes and to remember all what he did in this world? Why is it important to us? What did it mean to the tzaddik? And this is something, Abotai, that every year, when we come along Pesach Sheni, and we eat our matzot, and always we celebrate some sort of Hilula, it's a question that sits in our mind. And I think, Abotai, if we all understand it, hopefully today we will leave with a little bit more understanding and more meaning to how important today truly is. Abotai, the tzaddik has always something that he devotes his entire life towards. Every tzaddik has something that he stands for. Every tzaddik has something that he's willing to give everything in his life to truly bring out to fruition. There's a famous story in Masechet Chagiga that talks about the Rav, teacher, mentor, leader of Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. In the Gemara, we refer to him as Elisha ben Avuya. A big tzaddik, a big tana, a chavruta of Rabbi Akiva, not a simple person. The Gemara says that one day, him and a group of students, including Rabbi Akiva, did some sort of Kabbalistic spiritual thing. We're not going to get into it. They went up to the Pardes. The Gemara says that all four went up and only one came down normally. Ben Zoma died. Ben Azai lost his mind. Elisha kafar beikar, said there are two gods. Acher. And Rabbi Akiva went up and came down. It says that Elisha ben Avuya, from that point and onwards, being at the highest level of Kedusha, being able to go up to the Pardes, went against all the Torah and Mitzvot. It said that it was so bad what he did, that even from Shamayim a voice was announced, where HaKadosh Baruch Hu told the world, any person that wants to do tshuva, Baruch Babi, come. Except for one, Elisha ben Avuya. Where even if you will do teshuvah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, I will not accept your teshuvah. The Gemara says something very unique about Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. The Gemara says that Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes, from the point where he saw his Rav leave the derech, devoted his entire life to one goal: to take Elisha and to convince him and to install in his mind the idea that there is no such thing as something that is lost. To the point where the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat says that one Shabbat Elisha was on a donkey or a horse and he was riding on Shabbat. And Rabbi Meir was chasing him. And he was telling Elisha, Elisha, do tshuva. You are such a tzaddik in Shamayim. You have millions of pages of Gemara. They will need to accept you. The Gemara says, Elisha ben Avuya, look at Rabbi Meir. It's Rabbi Meir. You don't understand. My case is lost. My future in Olam Haba is gone. The chance for me to have some sort of redemption or some sort of geula or some sort of fixing of what I did is impossible. You heard the voice from Shamayim. I don't have a way to come back to Hashem. So you're trying to convince me to do teshuvah in order to live in some sort of Olam Haba, but my Olam Haba is gone. The Gemara says that Rabbi Meir, stubborn. He said, Elisha, what are you talking about? Who cares if this voice from the sky said that you will not be accepted in Olam Haba? Do teshuvah and you will see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give you a second chance. The Gemara says that Rabbi Meir was never able to convince Elisha ben Avuya. He passed away a Rasha, and when he passed away, it says Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes couldn't accept what happened. In Ruach HaKodesh, Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes saw that Elisha ben Avuya's neshama was in a very difficult situation. On one side, he truly became Oved Avodah Zarah, an idol worshipper. But on the other side, you can't burn pages of Gemara that he wrote. So it said that up in Shamayim, Bet Din Shel Ma'ala said, we're not going to judge this person. If we judge him to Gehenna, we can't. He has too much Torah that he taught, that he made possible. Again, his student was Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. If we forgive him, he said that there are two HaKadosh Baruch Hu's. It's a big baya. Bet Din Shel Ma'ala said, we're not judging him. We're taking him to a place called Kaf HaKela. It's the connection, the bridge between our world and the world above. And there it's endless nothingness. They said, we're going to drop him outside in Kaf HaKela and he will float for eternity. When Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes heard this, he said, I'm not accepting. He gathered a group of students. He told the group of students, today I'm going to pray to die. And with my death, when I will go up to Shamayim, I will search in the floating infinite nothingness of Kaf HaKela for the neshama of Elisha ben Avuya. I will grab him and I will pull him into Olam Haba. I want you to stand around Elisha's grave and you will see a sign if I'm successful or if I'm not. The Gemara says, Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes prayed to die that day and he passed away that day. Now, whether or not it's today, Pesach Sheni or not, that's already a discussion like we mentioned, we're not even going to get into. Once he passed away, the students of Rabbi Meir realized that his grave, smoke started to come out of the grave of Elisha ben Avuya. The students said, our rabbi was successful to grab Elisha to Gehenna. He was able to grab him by the beard and drag him into Gehenna. But how can we accept a student taking his Rav to Gehenna? We can't stand to see such a thing. The Gemara says one of the students that was courageous got up and said, I'm going to pray to die the same way Rabbi Meir did. I'm going to go up to Shamayim, and when I pass through Gehenna, I'm going to grab Elisha and drag him into Gan Eden. He did the same thing, passed away. When he went up to Shamayim, the students were standing by the grave of Elisha to see if there was any change. A few moments later, smoke stopped coming out of the kever. And everyone announced, Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes succeeded to take the person that had no hope in achieving an Olam Haba, and he was able to pull him into Gan Eden. You know, Abotai, When I hear the story of the passing of Rabbi Meir, first of all, you can't help but come to a true understanding of who Rabbi Meir truly was. Because you see a person not based off the amazing moments he had in his life, but rather based off who he is the last moments of his life. That's where the true insight of the person comes out. The last moments of Rabbi Meir were what? They were pure hope. They were pure understanding that there is no such thing as a person that goes too far, that loses the opportunity to come back. And Rabbi Meir literally died for that cause. He gave his life to teach Am Yisrael that there is no such thing that hope is lost. Now, but we look at Pesach Sheni. There is no better date in the year that truly represents that. Pesach was a date. One day in the year that passes by, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu did Geula. When a date passes, it passes. Zeu, your chance is lost, wait for the next round. Here we see HaKadosh Baruch Hu's mercy and His love from Israel, where He says, no. You didn't achieve Geula last month. You lost your opportunity. There is no such thing as something that is lost. Take another chance. Have another opportunity to save yourself. Have another opportunity to redeem yourself. Have another opportunity to change your life. Abotai, Rabbi Meir Baal Hanes, we call him Rabbi Meir Baal Hanes. Rabbi Meir, master of the miracle. Master of something that doesn't make sense. Master of something that defines logic. Master of something that defines nature. A true nes, a miracle. Rabotai, if we didn't see Nisim v'Niflaot from the last Pesach that passed, we have the opportunity today to connect ourselves to a source of koach that defines all nature, all logic of sense. Rabotai, let's take this opportunity and let's make today a day of a foundation of our roots to all the miracles and all the barachot and all the most positive change in our life. Amen.
Amen. L'chaim. Kaddish, anybody has to say Kaddish? Is Mishu Kaddish?